Hello friends, in today's session we'll be discussing about in C++ programming. Up till now we discussed about object oriented programming structure, right? Now object oriented programming means the first feature what we discussed, that there has to be the encapsulation. To achieve the data security, we need to wrap the data and its related functions together in one container, and that container is called as a class. One can define class as a collection of data members and member functions. And this feature, the phenomenon called as encapsulation. To protect the data, we need to wrap it in a container. It should not be global in scope, because in structured and procedural programming language, we are bound to keep the data in the global section to make it accessible and processable in the main and various sub-functions we define outside the main. As we know, we are developing programs to process the data, to manipulate with the data. So our focus, our emphasis is on the protection of data, because no matter whatever the excellent logic you had written, but the end result or the data get corrupted at the end, probably no one likes that. No one will use that application, and hence data protection is the main key in case of programming. And object oriented programming recommends you the first thing, you need to wrap the data in a container, and that container is called as a class, and that process is encapsulation, right? After that, we discussed about scope resolution, which specify the scope of that data or the member functions where it lies, right? We need to follow bottom to top programming approach. We need to wrap the data in a container called as class. Further, you can use access modifiers like private, public, and protected. If you define something in the private section, it means it is accessible within that scope only. Within that scope means the scope where you declare it. Public means accessible within and outside scope. Whenever you declare something in the public, just like in the previous example, we declare functions, member functions in the public, it means there is no harm of data security to the data security if you declare the function, because what is function? It's a process of data. So you have to protect the data. So that's why you keep data in the private. But member functions, you need to define in the public. The reason, you want to access that data through functions, not directly. So in the main, you create the object and then give a call to the public functions. You are not supposed to directly refer the data members. You have to refer the process the data members through public functions. And hence, public means accessible within, means you can access that function inside the class and outside the class as well, right? And the next is protected, accessible to derived classes. Privately. We'll be discussing about this protected in the inheritance. Inheritance is another striking feature of object-oriented programming. We'll be discussing later on. But right now, we are discussing about the access modifiers. Private, accessible within the scope. Mostly all the data members, we need to keep it in the private so that we can achieve the data security. Public, accessible within and outside the scope. The purpose is we can access it publicly. Outside the class definitions also we can able to access it. Most of the member functions we need to write in the public sections. The reason is object can directly refer that functions and process the data. Protected means the extended classes, the derived classes from the base classes are going to use that data. Protected explains us, protects us, gives us the ability. Public and private belong to that class, but protected means belong to derived class. I want to inherit the property to derived one, and that is what exactly protect means. We'll be discussing about this protected in the later sessions when we discuss about the inheritance, right? So in today's session, let us practice some more programs with the object-oriented programming features, where we need to discuss about the encapsulations, where we need to discuss about or explore about rather the access modifiers, class, private, public, scope resolutions. These all stuffs are there. Let us go for more programs, more next level programs where we can discuss all these features, right? So first of all, I'll be writing a program. Generate a Fibonacci series for user defined terms. As we know, the Fibonacci series means basically the addition of previous two terms equal to current term. The bare basic idea, addition of previous two terms is equal to the current term. For example, if 0 and 1 are the previous terms, so the current term will be 1. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, and in this manner the series will grow. The main basic concept and the functionality of Fibonacci series, that is addition of previous two terms, is equal to the current term. In this particular demonstrative program which I am going to write, I'll be adding the initial two terms as well. Enter the first term, enter the second term, and the total number of terms you need. And then I'll be generating the series of that all the user defined data. The first term you define, the second term you define, and the total number of terms. Let's go for it. So I'll be including the header file iostream.h, iomanip.h, and conio.h. In today's session, I'm going to discuss about all these stuffs: the object-oriented programming, the bottom-top programming approach, the access modifiers, and the scope rules or the scope resolution operator, right? So I'll be discussing firstly, I'll be writing a class Fibo. Fibo is a class I'm defining to generate the Fibonacci series. Now whenever you we already discussed, whenever you are following the object-oriented programming, the first thing, the approach has to be the bottom to top. In case of structure-oriented programming, we start the programs through main. We declare the variable, process them, get the inputs, process them, control them, and give the output. But here the thing is, first of all, you have to write the logical entity, the class, the list of the variables, the functionalities you have to wrap together firstly, and then you create the object and call to them. That is called as bottom to top programming approach. So let us define the class Fibonacci. You have a private access modifier because no one can directly access this. So for that reason, you can define int first term, second term, and the total terms you required. To generate the Fibonacci series, we are needing the three terms: the first term, the second term, and the total number of terms. I already explained you that the logic behind Fibonacci series: addition of previous two terms equal to current term, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and in this manner it carries on for the total number of terms. Why not we accept this data from the user of the first term, second term, and total number of terms, and then generate the series out of it? Let us go for it. So private first term, second term, total terms, then public. You specify all the function prototypes. Void get data, so that user can get the data of the first term, second term, and total number of terms. Right? Now, you may not be needing to print that data because you can print directly this data in the, or you can use that data directly in the like Fibonacci series. So there is no need of a show data now. So what I will do, I'll generate another functions called as generate Fibo. I'm using a function called as generate Fibo. Three data required we already accept in the get data. So generate Fibo have a void definitions. It won't accept the argument and it won't return the values also. That's it. These are the two functions I'll be needing to get the data from the user and to generate the Fibonacci series. Here it's the end of class, and then member function definitions. Right? Void. In the scope of Fibo, I'm having a get data function which is having three arguments. The first is for the first term, the second is for second term, and the third is for total number of terms. This ABC are the local variables which will get the data from the user wherever you get a call to get data, and in this manner first term, second term and third term will be initialized, right? After that, we have a definition of generate. Again, it lies in the scope of FIBO. As it is a lengthy one, you can copy it if required. Now you have three data members with you. First term of a Fibonacci series, second term of a Fibonacci series, and the total number of terms. What we need to do? You print your first term and second term as it is. First term have a space, and second term again have a space, right? You want to generate a Fibonacci series in a horizontal line, so don't go to the new line. You print your first term and second term, and after that you need to set the loop. Now define the term called as resultant term for integer I equals to. Now the two terms of Fibonacci series, the two terms of a Fibonacci series you already printed, first term and two terms, first term and second term. Now for I equals to 3, because I want to start from the third term. Now I equals to 3, I less than equals to total term, because I have to generate the total number of terms. Then I plus plus. What you have to repeat? You printed first term and second term. You declare resultant term. I'll be explaining you the utility of resultant term. You have to start from the third term. What is third term? RT, resultant term, equals to first term plus second term. Hope you agree with me. 0, 1 equal to 1. RT is 1 now, right? So see out that RT, resultant term, and have a space again. Then here is the logic. Then your first term become second term, 0, 1, 1. After that your first term become 1 and second term become resultant term, right? Swap them, exchange them. 0, 1, 1. Now 1, 1, 2. Then first term become 1 and second term become resultant term. 1, 2, 3. Right? 2, 3, 5. In this manner. So in this manner it will generate the total number of terms, and that's it. What we did? We print first term, second term. We declare resultant term. For I equals to 3 to third term to total number of terms. We add first term and second term, generate the resultant term, print that resultant term, and exchange that second term with first term and resultant term with second term. And in this manner, the value of FT and ST are going on changing, going on replacing, and the resultant terms are going to generate. And in this manner, you can able to generate the total number of terms of a Fibonacci series. Right? So now here we are defining class Fibo with the first term, second term, total terms. We have a get data, we have a generate Fibo method, member function, and here we define that get data outside the class. We define that generate Fibo outside the class. So by using scope resolution operator, I define the get data and generate Fibo functions, and now we have to go to the main. bottom to top programming approach. Clear the screen, right? Generate the object of Fibo FB, right? It's a class is a user defined type of data, right? So you have to create the object, and only object will have a rights to access this public functionalities, right? So fb dot, first of all you can, if okay, fb dot generate, sorry, first of all you have to give a call to the get data. You can input the data from the user, let's say int first term, second term and third term. Ask the user to enter first term, say in first term, enter second term, total terms. Means you need to get the values of first term, second term and total terms from the user, and you pass on this data of first term, second term and total terms to the get data function. Now in this get data functions, the A, B, C local variables will get that data which you pass on from the main, and by that the first term, second term and total terms will be initialized. And after that you need to give a call to the member function called as generate Fibo, which will generate the Fibonacci series, right? So in this manner we develop a code to generate the Fibonacci series. Let us test this. I'm going to save it by the fibo.cpp, switch to C compiler, load your code. If not listed, you can directly type it, fibo.cpp. Here it is, right? Check it once before compilations and go for it. As a developer, we need to get the ability to able to develop the bug-free code, because most of the time when you write the programs, many number of errors will be listed. Sometimes it do happens, okay, some sort of type mistakes may be there, but that also can be, one can eliminate by, before going for compilation, you can cross-check your code 1-2 times. Make a practice to develop a bug-free code. It gives you confidence, the positivity as a programmer. Here it is, no any errors. I'm writing a live coding developer. I'm not referring the already designed code, right? Predefined code over there. Enter first term 2, enter second term maybe 3. Okay, first term of a Fibonacci series, second term of Fibonacci series, and in this manner I want to generate the 10 terms. Just for the sake of assumptions, I'm just like, instead of Fibonacci series never means that okay, first term is 0 always. You can define your first term, second term and total number of terms, and hit enter, and you get the output like this. Here it is. Check your output: 2 3 5 5 3 8 8 5 13 13 8, 21, and in this manner, if you count the total number of terms, you will find total 10 terms are generated. First term, second term, so in this manner, I was just trying to zoom that all the thing stuff to you can able to view, but anyway, yes, here it is 2, 3, 5, and all this stuff. In this manner, you can able to generate the total number, total 10 terms. Okay, let's discuss what we discussed up till now. That in the object-oriented programming, we need to follow bottom to top programming approach. Our main focus has to be on the data protections. We need to protect the data. So for that reason, data members need to be right in the private sections, and all the functionalities we need to define in the public sections. Public protect. We discuss about the 3 access modifiers: private, public, and protected. Private means accessible within that, means that these data members are accessible within the class only. You cannot directly, if you try to access fb.ft, you can't access it because its scope lies in the class only, and it is defined in the private. The second thing what we discuss about, that is the public. Public can be referred within the class and outside the class as well, right? And to access that data and to process that data rather, we need to refer to the public functionalities. Hence all the functions need to be defined in the public. Protected means only derived class can able to access it. The classes which are extended version of the base class can able to access it privately, and that is your protected means. We'll be discussing this about the protected access modifier. This is called as access modifier, which gives the visibility, which gives the accessibility of data member and member functions to the object. So protected means extended class can be the properties which are defined for the extended classes, derived classes. We'll be discussing it later on. Hope you understand this about the Fibonacci series, right? Okay, let us go for some another code. As today we are going to practice these all the stuffs what we discussed up till now. So Fibonacci series program is over, and we understand the logic. What that logic is: resultant term. First of all, print the first term, second term. Resultant term equal to first term plus second term. You set the loop from 3 to total number of terms, and exchange that. First term equal to second term, second term equal to resultant term. This is the main logic. Okay. Now let us write another program. OOP program to read a number. Let's say maybe we are reading any number and print its reverse. Find digital sum. I'm just like go on adding that to practice the things more about how we can use that bottom to top programming approach, your access modifiers and the scope rules to make it more clear. I'm just going to practice some more and more programs out of it, right? So what's my agenda? I will be accepting user to enter any number. Let us say user enter a number called as 1234, 1234. So first thing is I have to reverse it 4321, and then I need to find out the digital sum of it 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Let us go for it. I'm writing a class name as a digit. Okay, let us say your class name you define as a digit. Okay, digital sum you can, if you okay, or fine enough. It's a user defined class, so you can name it anything. So as it is a digital manipulation sort of, okay, we are manipulating with the digits. Let us go for the class name as a digit. Then private, you define your number, because to print the reverse of the number and find the digital sum, we need a number input from the user. And in the public, we'll be writing the firstly get data, to get the data from the user, and it requires an integer argument. If you want, you can show that data, but it is not actually needed. So just generate the reverse, void reverse dg reverse, and this is one function, don't need any input. And the second is int dg sum. Again, it won't require any input. The reason is it has to manipulate with the number. Okay, so I'm having get data, dg reverse, and dg sum functions. Get data will get the data from the user, dg reverse will reverse that given number 1 2 3 4. If you input 4 3 2 1 is the answer, and digital sum means 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 10. So your code will able to read the data, able to reverse that given number and find the digital sum in it. Okay, let's go for it. Void in the scope of digit class, we have a get data, and n equals to a, right? You initialize that definition of member function, and then void digit scope resolution, dg reverse. Now what is the logic of reversing that number? That is, while n more than 0, n is the number which you input, cout n more 10, right? And n divide equals to 10. You have to divide that number by 10. 1234. Let us understand. I'll explain you this logic over there. 1 2 3 4 1234 mod 10. One, two, three, four, right? And if you mod means mod gives the remainder, right? So 1 2 3 4 by 10, if you do it, then it's like 1 point something, right? But if you say mod 10, remainder will be the 4. Means after dividing by 10, whatever the remainder you remain, so you say 123.4 means 4 is the remainder, right? And then you divide that number by 10 continuously, means 123 1 2 3 4 will become 123, and 123 become 12 and 1, sort of, till the value of n remains. Means you have to update the n continuously by dividing by 10 and print the modulus of it, right? So it's a logic of a digireuse. Void digit scope resolution, then go for the logic of a digital sum, right? Now it's a integer return, so here int sum equals to 0 while n more than 0, while the value of n remains more than 0. Okay, sum plus equals to, you have to go on adding n mod 10, because it's a digital separation logic. In the while reversing also, we see out n mod 10 and n divided by 10. So in the similar manner, sum plus equals to n mod 10 means the 4 will be separated, that will be, you're going to add, then 123, you have to make it 1234 to 123. So you n equals to n by 10. It's a short form of n equals to n by 10. So 1234 become 123, and then keep on find out the modulus of it. So here 4 will be added, then 3 will be added, then 2 will be added. So for that reason, n divided equal to 10. In this manner, you can find out the digital sum and return that sum. Okay. So your logic is clear now. In this manner, we are just practicing how we can read the number, finding the reverse of it, and digital sum using OOP, scope resolution, private, public, and all, right? So we have a digit class we built. It's a user-defined class, got the private data n. We have a get data, digireverse, and digisum methods we define, member function we define, get data, we get the data, digireverse, reverse it, and digital sum over that. Then we have a main, we clear the screen, right? Create the object of dt dot get data. You can ask the user to enter any number, cin, the number, then get data, get the data, and pass on the value of n. This data will be passed on to local variable a, and then it will, in this manner, you initialize the private data of a class member. Then you have to print the okay, first of all, reverse of it. Okay, so it's a void function, so dt dot digireuse and cout digital sum. And dt dot digital sum. And one more thing, one thing is there, that if you give a call to the digireverse, it is going to make that n 0, the value of n is 0, becomes 0 after this evaluations of digireverse. And then if you give a call to digisum, you will get the 0 over here. So instead of that, we'll do one thing, we'll declare other variable called as temporary. I'll explain to you. So whenever you give a call to digi reverse, so value of temp, you have to initialize the value of n to temporary, or okay, here instead of here we'll do one thing, get data and then temp equals to n, right? Why we are doing it? The reason is because if you give a call to the digi reverse, so here in the manipulations n becomes 0, right? And whenever you call digi sum, then the n 0 value will pass on. So instead of that, so first of all you get the value from the user initialized to n and temp equal to something. So in the digi reverse you deal with the n, and in the digi sum you can deal with the temporary variable because n becomes 0 over here. So make it temp. Just try and understand, temp and n holds the same value, right? Just like I'm doing these modifications for 0 value should not be passed on, right? Okay, let us try this now. Digit.cpp, I'm saving this by digit.cpp and load the program. Yes, here it is, and just try to run it now. Enter any number 1 2 3 4 I'm inputting. So 4 3 2 1 and detail sum equal to 10. Let us make some more corrections. Okay, that is absolutely we get the result, but like okay, we can make it like cout prompting message like reverse number. Okay, digi reverse. Open the code again. Or better, you quit and reload again. Okay, we need to again modify the things, again update the things. Yeah, just check it out whether it is that updates are available over there. No, it's not available over there. Okay, anyway, we need to modify it now. No issues. Here is like only one thing, cout. Okay, you make it a slash firstly, you go to the new line to modify the output. Reverse of a number, you go to the new line and digi reverse, and then you got detail sum. save it. After saving it, you go to the digit over there, and try to reload it. And check the modifications. Yes, you are. Oh, you don't have any modification again. Here are the modifications. Save it. We are trying to import that file in the C compiler. No issues. I'll again doing it. Digit. Check for the modifications. Yes, there are. You run it. Enter number 1234. You can put in number. Reverse of a number 4321. Detail sum equal to 10. Again, there is one modification. You can print it there only instead of going to the new line. That you can modify. Like here it is. Instead of going for the new line, okay, you can specify semicolon and save it. And check for the updates. Yeah, it won't reflect over here, so I'll just like remove that slash on only. Yes. Input a number 1234, and yeah, here it is. Reverse of the number is 4321 and detail sum is 10. You got a correct answer. Anyway, now we can go for the new line over here. That's another thing. Okay, or otherwise you can try here slash n. Okay, this is the way how you can modify the code. Hope you understand the things clearly. Here in this code, I try to read a number, find out the reverse of it and the detail sum over here. Logic is you have to keep on printing the modulus. Modulus means give the one. The logic is 1234 mod 10 4, and n has to replace 1234 will be now n equal to n mod n divided by 10. So the n will be reducing like this: 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 and 1, and modulus will print 4, right? Modulus will give the remainder, and divide by, there is a difference between slash and mod. Slash means your division operator will give you the quotient. 1234 by 10 will 123 point something, and 1234 mod 10 means you will give it 4 as a remainder over there. Hope you understand this. So you go through it, and your questions will be always welcome over there. Thank you.